Raining in light, regret. Regret, sometimes a useless emotion and sometimes a helpful one. Regret, sometimes marked by a wish or desire that we should have made a different choice. Regret is sometimes wishing we could change the past. Regret is sometimes a sadness that we can't share. Regret is sometimes a sadness that we can't shake. Regret can be quite painful and sometimes manifests through our physical being, and with weighted stress turning into ailments. Regret can manifest through our mental being and turn into anxiety or depression and anything in between the two or outside of the two. Regret can manifest through our spiritual being and appear to be something like a lifeless existence where joy cannot exist or penetrate, or faith in ourselves and others can be disrupted. In this moment, we will save ourselves from the harmful effects of regret on our spirit. Breathe in and out. Accept that the past is just that. It's the past. Deep breaths in and out. Regret is embedded within lies of missed opportunities. Regret does not take into account the journey of our spirit. Regret does not take into account that we are learning and growing. Regret dismisses the winds of change. Change is going to happen with or without us. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. When we accept change, we accept life. We accept that opportunities will continue to go around, and while regret may leave us to see or think we've missed opportunities of a lifetime, our spirit tells us that the missed opportunity was not for us, or another one will come when we are ready, mentally, physically, and perhaps emotionally. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. The right opportunity, our opportunity to take, will come along when we recognize and have set goals. We're surrounded by the best people for us. We've done our research and we feel prepared to take a risk. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. Continue to breathe at your own pace and in your own fashion, with your eyes open or closed. Request relief from any regret you may be holding. Breathe it out and prepare your mind, body, and spirit to move from it. Regret no longer holds space within our spaces of acceptance. We are now in a transition period of healing. Regret moved into a feeling of remorse can make us better because it's a reminder, once we forgive ourselves, of how we no longer want to live or how we no longer want to give fractioned and fractured pieces of ourselves. Regret, we attempt to excuse it away because we weren't thinking straight or we weren't in a good place at that time. Regret, if we can view it as an opportunity lost, then we can also view it as an opportunity gained. Feel the regret, and just as we feel the burn after exercise, allow it to form a new muscle of compassion, either for ourselves or for others. Regret can be either an intentional or unintentional mistake. Whichever it is, could it be the perfect opportunity to practice true forgiveness? We've moved from yesterday and where the concept of forgiveness was too much to consider. We accept that forgiveness is a process and with steps. We're willing to rely on faith and take a step even without being able to see the top of the staircase. Just the same as forgiveness being a process and having steps, the same is true for regret. Regret, and like some other inevitable dealings of life that we may have to face, move when we move it. We move regret by facing it openly. Choosing to feel it will give us power. We can take the initiative to make amends or to share. Reminders that when we share our internal experiences with others, they no longer have the unbearable hold on us. Feeling regret is a reminder that we're human. Some have said that there are different types of regret that we as humans may encounter in our lifetime. There's the foundation regrets. These occur when our stability is interrupted. There's the boldness regrets. These come out of missed opportunities. Moral regrets come out of our desire to be good. And then the connection regrets. These are those interruptions of our longing to be loved or to connect with others. Regret, while it is necessary to feel it and to go through the motions of it, we want to be cautious not to become caught up with the rumination of it. Rumination, the excessive and constant, seemingly uncontrollable thoughts. Regret, depending on the nature of it, if we let the feeling go on for too long, it may lead to a deeper regret. And after stifling ourselves from trying or taking any risk in the future out of fear that history will repeat itself, regret can lead to stagnation or the inability and sometimes the unwillingness to grow. When we think about growth, consider a loss of all of our senses, or better, the sense that we value the most. This is sort of what regret looks like when we allow it to take a seat. It's a loss. Further, we realize that our senses are connected to one another, and the loss of any of them may heighten the other. It is true that regret is connected to sorrow and eventually helplessness. Regret affects any balance that we may be trying to achieve if we invite it to stay. Regret, we must catch it before it turns to shame and causes us to hide. In hiding, we lose the ability to express ourselves over time. Know that expression is a sense of freedom. Regret can become dark. It is a counterfactual emotion and therefore counters the light that we want to receive and give. When regret is left to linger or fester, it clouds our judgment. It leads us to anger and all that we are not. Sometimes the most painful of all wounds are the ones we inflict upon ourselves. This is regret. Thankfully, we have this moment. Thankfully, one of the ways we can deal with regret is by practicing empathy. Not only can we take a look at ourselves, we can look at others and understand that life involves similar lived emotions. If we believe that others, namely our loved ones, can get through regret, so can we. Good health of the mind, body, and spirit follows the ability of letting go. Good health of the mind, body, and spirit follows the ability of reigning in light.